Jai Ramakrishna. First of all, let me thank everybody for all the feedbacks that you have been giving me and liking my videos. Your positive feedbacks are definitely motivating me to do more, and your negative feedbacks are always welcome because that will improve me in sharing my knowledge. This is not my knowledge, this is a knowledge from our ancient scriptures. This is knowledge from Gita, the knowledge given by Lord Krishna himself. So please keep following so that I'll be able to share it in my own terms and terminologies to you, so that I'm just an aspirant on the spiritual path ahead of you by maybe 1 or 2 decades. I have been walking this path. So now whoever is walking behind me, especially youngsters who are interested in following this path, I will be very much glad to guide you all on this path. That is the only motive. So today, let us start with today's topic, that is, what are the ways to find liberation, or what are the ways to get moksha in other terms. So for a person who has been thinking and who is wanting something higher in life, or he's thinking about life after life, and he's not only after money, success and sensuous pleasures of this world, this video will tell you what are the different ways you can follow by which you can get a spiritual way in your life, or can get a spiritual touch in your life, and in your everyday's mundane life, while you are doing your duties, you can get a higher dimension in your regular duties. So as Shri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita has quoted, there are different yogas, or we call them yog, that is the which brings you closer to the Lord, or the reality, the God. That is yog in real term. The union of the Atman with the Paramatman, you can say, is in simple terms that is called as yog. So now, what are these different ways by which we can be nearer to the superior power, by which we can be closer to the superior power, that is your Atman gets closer to the Paramatman, that is the head. The reality in us finds the ultimate reality, in short. So what are these different ways? Today let us just give an introduction to the different paths by which we can achieve, we can get a little nearer, or can get a little closer to God, or we can get a little closer to finding liberation. It's a very a very big goal, or a very big target, but we can at least try and strive to get nearer to it in this life. At least we can start walking that path, and eventually by God's grace we may achieve it someday, some life. So what are these 4 paths? So as given by Lord Shri Krishna, the 4 paths will be Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga and Raja Yoga. Okay, these days we find many spiritual giants rather talking about all this, and sometimes we understand it, sometimes it is actually a googly, it goes above our head. So we have heard this now in media, and as the mobiles have become a part of us, and we are 24/7 surfing on the mobiles, we come across all these words: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raj Yoga, meditation, and this and that, and lot of such things we have been listening in media. And some of us may even dive a little more and try to find out what exactly or actually this is. So I have been a follower of Swami Vivekananda and Sri Ramakrishna. So whatever in their ways it has been explained, and whatever I have understood and the way I have tried to inculcate in my life, I'll be sharing it with you. So coming to the first yoga, that is Jnana Yoga, which is relatively a tougher one. Jnana Yoga is a relative tougher one because this yoga simply tells you to see God in every being. They say that the same God which resides in you is found in every being on this earth. So simply getting this knowledge and practicing it in our day-to-day life is nothing but it is Jnana Yoga. That is, that same Brahman which is there in you is there in me. So if we get this kind of mental attitude by practicing it in day-to-day life, we will have no troubles as such. We will be not incurring any sin if we just start looking at the world in this way, that this world is, entire world is my family, and what is there in you is there in me. So there is oneness. There is oneness, and that simply, in putting it in very short, in a very it definitely, Jnana Yoga, you can ponder on it for years together, but giving just a gist of it, Jnana Yoga will be seeing oneness in everybody. So there's all this religious crap, this caste crap, this gender crap, what we keep doing, the way we keep discriminating between everyone and everywhere, the way there is even between a group of 4 friends, there is so much of conflict these days. There is somehow oneness lost everywhere. People only come together when they have to do something evil, but otherwise, if they have no purpose of any evil to be done, they are never one. There is always a conflict that is going on. So not that kind of a mindset we need to have in Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga simply tells that we all are one, not only humans, not only men and women, not only every caste, every religion, but every being on this planet, or rather the entire universe, we are one. That is, we are made up of the same material, that is our Atman, or our body, or our minds, or whatever softwares we have been getting. We all have been created by the same things. That's why there is oneness. And so the problem of the ego play, or the problem of the trigunas, doesn't arise. But this is relatively a tougher yoga. So coming to next, what is Karma Yoga? So now this is a very popular yoga rather, and people tend to use this term everywhere and wherever, and then we keep calling people Karma Yogi. So in simple day-to-day mundane life, how we put Karma Yoga is, we simply say that when a man works for the welfare of everybody, keeping his selfishness aside, he is called a Karma Yogi. Now when I said this term, I'm sure many people thought of our Prime Minister. I'm very proud to say that yes, he is a Karma Yogi, because a person who thinks of the universe, of the nation, of the society at large, keeping his selfish interests aside, is definitely a Karma Yogi. He is doing all the karma, or all the work for the entire universe. You know, there is not an ounce of selfishness there. So that becomes Karma Yoga. We people, we are very far from Karma Yoga. We sit in authoritative positions. We have the capacity to influence people around us. We have got the God has given us the power to influence so many people. But then what we do is, we only stick to our selfishness. We just never think of anyone beyond us. The entire universe for us is me, my family. This is our universe. We never go beyond that. So this selfishness takes away all your good deeds, because at the end of the day, your only motive is I, me and myself. There is nothing else included in the universe. And here there are Karma Yogis who think of the entire universe to be theirs, and that is Karma Yoga. Another aspect of Karma Yoga is selfless work, definitely, and then do not bother about the fruits of whatever actions you have done. When you have no fruits in your mind, when you're doing any work, when you're not thinking of what am I going to get from this, that ultimately becomes a Karma Yoga. Work for work's sake. You have been assigned a duty, or God has put you in a certain circumstance, or He has put you in a certain vocation, and when you are there doing that work to the fullest of your capacity, to however the best that you can do in that given position, without thinking what am I going to get from this. This is Karma Yoga. Never think what will I get. This mindset everybody has these days. We are only working for the selfish motive that we are wanting to achieve. I'll do this, but what am I going to get from this? What is my benefit? What is the share of profit I'm going to share here? If it is not going to give me anything, I lose all the interest in the work. This is not exactly the opposite of Karma Yoga. So if we want to be a little spiritual in our aspects, and if we want to convert our work into worship, and if we have to get good karma from whatever we are doing, first thing we will have to leave our selfishness And secondly, we will have to stop worrying about the results. Do what is right, do it in the fullest of your capacity, do it to the best of your capabilities, give your 100% to it. Why give more than 100% to it? And then don't worry about what am I going to get out of this. People these days do not even bother to shout for a injustice in public. A few days back you must have seen, not why few days back, this is a everyday story, something wrong is happening in public and people just don't bother to even raise a voice, because first thing they are like, what am I going to get from this? Secondly, they are scared that something may come upon them. So now everybody's duty in such situation is fight the injustice. But what they prefer to do, they prefer to be quiet. So they have not done their karma in the right sense. In fact, they have shunned from their karma. They have run away from their karma. And definitely this gets added to the negative karma or the bad karma, a bad deed, which is definitely later on going to give them bad consequences. But whatever said and done, this is what is karma yoga. That is doing selflessly activities and then not bothering for the fruits of it. Just sticking to doing what is right and doing it to the best of the way you can. So this is regarding karma yoga. Coming to the next yoga, that is bhakti yoga. Now this is very, very popular yoga and very attainable one also, because in our culture and in our religious pursuits, we have always had this love or devotion or bhakti in our bloods, running from our generations together, especially women folk. We all are so fond of loving God. Rather, we all our worships are full of devotion and full of love. Especially India, we find so many bhakts everywhere. You know, maybe it is for their selfish motives only they are worshipping God, but there is lot of bhakti in everybody's mind. We have our personal Ishta Devtas or the gods we like, and then our hearts are full of bhakti for that God. And this way India is blessed, because we have a rich bhakti culture throughout India, starting from the north to the south, east to west. We everywhere have saints, plenty of saints who have taught us how to love God and how to raise above the self-love or the sensuous love that we have. They have taught us how to rise above that. They have in short taught us what is love and how you need to love. What is divine love, they have told us. So that is bhakti yoga. That is finding your beloved in God and doing everything. I mean, just the way in human kind of love, sensuous love, the pair is so much engrossed in each other, they cannot see anyone else other than their better half. They cannot see anything else other than that. Only initially when they are in love. Later what happens, I have no clue. So at least that kind of love they have initially, that same intensity if you love God. And then you see nothing beyond that. When you see nothing beyond that, I mean, your every, like in India, the way it is, we eat cricket, we love cricket, everything is cricket. Cricket is God. That way, when everything, whatever we are doing it for God, it becomes bhakti yoga. That is, we leave everything upon Him, we worship Him, we pray to Him, we expect everything for Him, and every work that we are doing, we are giving it, we are surrendering it at His feet. You know, it is also called a surrender bhav. That is, we just give ourselves away in the bhakti. That is, we are only devotees. We devote ourselves to our Ishta Devata or the Devata of our choice. That is bhakti yoga. That is surrendering your entire life to your beloved God. And just your every, every act what you do in your life then becomes divine. Because the food that you eat, you're going to offer and eat it to your Ishta. That means it is going to be prasad. You know, everything that you do then becomes worship, because you're doing it for your God. And that is simply bhakti yoga. The best example of this kind of bhakti is Lord Hanuman. There cannot be any bhakti without taking his name, because that is the kind of bhakti, or that is the kind of bhakti yoga one should do to attain God. He even broke the pearls that he was wearing to find out if he can see Ram and Sita in it. When he tore his chest to show that actually Ram and Sita reside in his heart. So that kind of bhakti, everything for him, the beginning and the end was Sri Ram. That kind of bhakti, it belongs to Bhakti Yoga. So that is the third yoga. And the fourth one, that is your Raj Yoga. You must have heard Raj Yoga lectures and Sister Shivani and Raj Yoga meditations, etc. You must have got aware somewhere or the other because again of the internet. So basically, what is Raj Yoga? Meditation, concentration on God, trying to be one, stopping your mental chatter and trying to meditate. The meditative approach towards God is Raj Yoga. In Brahma Kumaris they may put it in a different way, but basically meditation and other sadhanas to be mentally one with God, which later ends in Samadhi. That is Samadhi Sthiti. That is Raj Yoga. That is, it basically consists of meditation. Definitely there are lots of steps before a person can successfully meditate. It is not easy as these days it is made like over the counter pill. It is being made like anyone and everyone is doing meditation. There are lots of prerequisites before a person starts meditating actually in the form of Raj Yoga to attain God. So until then it is just meditation. People just, it is calming of mind, or it is just sitting closing your eyes. It is not at all Raj Yoga as to say. So Raj Yoga is actually meditating upon God, calming your mind, and then reaching the state of Samadhi is going to be Raj Yoga, a relatively difficult one. It is not a cup of everyone's tea. It is like a difficult of them, and then lots of prerequisites go to make you a Raj Yogi. It's just not sit and close your eyes and then you are a Raj Yogi. No, it doesn't go that way. So in all these four yogas, the easiest one till date, and that's why women folk or most of the people choose Bhakti Yoga as their yoga of reaching God, is it is relatively simpler because you have the ideal in your mind. If it is Krishna, day night you are chanting his name, you are meditating, you are singing his glories, you are worshipping him, you are giving away everything, all the fruits of all the actions, you are putting it at his feet. If good comes also, you are taking it in that sense that it is his prasad. If bad comes also, you are taking it in the way that it is his giving, so I will accept it as prasad. So this Bhakti Yoga has got popularity because of the ease of practicing it, and it is relatively a pleasant one. That's why Bhakti Yoga has found much popularity and everywhere. And in some cases a person may choose to follow all these four, a part of all these four, as in Ramakrishna Math and Mission, Ramakrishna Mission ashrams, they teach us to take up all these four yogas a little by little. So there is meditation, there is bhakti, a lot of it, then there is karma yoga, definitely selfless work, and of course there is jnana yoga. Without Gyan, ignorance is never going to lead you to any of these paths even. So first a little bit of Gyan, with that Gyan doing selfless service, and then having a lot of bhakti in your hearts, and then meditation and trying to reach your ideal. So these are four paths by which one can practice spirituality little by little. And the earlier you start, the better it is. If someone thinks that at the age of 60, after I retire, I will sit and chant God's name, I will try and develop love for God. Let it be selfish. Initially, let it be selfish love for God, that give me a promotion and that's why I'm praying. Okay? Let me get a lot of money and that's why I'm praying. Let my daughter get married, or let I myself get married. If such goals also you are putting and going to God, it is okay, because at least you are building up a relationship with God, and you are at least putting him in the center of your life, and you are asking him out of love. At least for the sake of necessity, you are trying to love God. Ye bhi kuch kam nahi hai. So you can just start wherever you are. You can just start walking this path. Take baby steps initially, but eventually wherever you are, eventually the ultimate goal of your life is going to be this only. I really appreciate those people who say that we have no clue what you're saying in your videos. I appreciate that too, because it's not the right time for you. Your good deeds have not started fructifying. That's why you're not understanding anything about spirituality. But believe me, this life or next life, this is the goal of every soul. This is the goal of every soul. Mukti or moksha is the goal of every soul. And if not today, tomorrow you will have to start walking on this path. So with this, I will end this introductory to the 4 yogas, introductory talk on the 4 yogas. If you are liking the content, please like, share and subscribe. Your comments, your suggestions, your calls and your blessings are always welcome. Negative feedbacks are the most welcome, because that will improve my knowledge as well as the content of the videos. Thank you so much. Jai Ramakrishna.